How's it going, everybody? How's it going? So we are now live. Thank you so much if you're watching this video as a recording. We're going to be setting things up here for just a moment. It may be good for you just to skip ahead a few minutes, but we're going to get everything set up here. Make sure everyone on the stream can hear me, and then we're going to get going here. So this is going to be our flipping workshop number 2. This is going to be covering double XP investing. So this one is going to go right along with the series, the playlist for double XP investing. So we're going to be kind of doing some things live, answering questions people have, and taking a look into some more items and stuff like that. What's going on, Doctor? How's it going, guys? Can everyone hear me? Everyone hear me all right? And do a sound check. Sound check, sound check, sound check. Make sure everything looks and sounds good for you. So this is going to be a roughly 45-minute is going to be the plan here, but we'll see how it goes. And oops, I'm accidentally loading up Rune Light. Go away. Go away. All right. So I'm going to be bringing up the Runescape wiki here quite a bit, and we're going to be looking at different items and everything. I want people to be able to filter in here really quickly. So right now we've got about 20 people on the stream. I just want to get a few more people before we start going. Otherwise, we're going to end up answering the same question over and over and over. But if you guys have questions that you would like to have answered during this stream, then feel free to do that. Also, real quick check, since you guys are here, before we really get rolling, can you see the numbers all right? Because I can change the screen size to make it, a little bit larger. So that way you guys can read the numbers and everything a little bit better. Can everyone read the numbers and also read the text and everything? Because it would be kind of pointless if people can't read the text and see the numbers and stuff. But the larger the resolution, the easier it is for me. So if I'm able to leave it like this, I'm going to try to. But how's it going, everybody? Welcome everyone that is filtering in. All right, cool. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and make the screen a little bit larger. Once again, if you're watching this as a recording, thank you so much for watching this as a recording. We're going to be moving through pretty quickly, but feel free to skip ahead a little bit in terms of getting past this setup here. Let me go ahead and change the screen size. All right, let's check out this screen size here. 1 second. All right, this looks a little weird because we have all this stuff going on in the background. Let me change my layout. There we go. We're gonna get rid of all the extra things on the screen because we don't need them. And then boom. Okay. Can everybody that is viewing this on phone see everything? Just let me know if you can see it all better. I want to make sure that you guys can clearly read the numbers and everything. So if it needs to go bigger, then let me know. This should look good on phone. This one usually does look pretty good on phone. Okay, awesome. People are saying it looks good. All right, guys, we got about 40 people in here right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and start getting rolling now. And awesome, everyone is saying that the sound is good and people can read the screen. That's the important part. It's kind of pointless for me to do one of these workshops if you guys can't read what's going on. So let's go ahead and jump on into it. Remember that this one is about double XP investing. So feel free to ask me any questions involving flipping or investing into items during double XP, before double XP, after double XP, stuff like that. This workshop is going right along with the double XP investing videos that I've been coming out with. So if you watched yesterday's video, yesterday, the day before, that is the kind of stuff we're covering in this. So something I do want to say right off the bat though is that I am going to try to cover as much ground as I possibly can and make sure this workshop has a lot of information in it. Due to that, if your question is a longer question for me to answer that is able to be answered by watching the double XP investing videos in the series, then I'll probably direct you to that video. But if it is a shorter video, or sorry, a shorter answer to your question, then I'll just answer it right here. But yeah, please don't get offended if I'm like, go check out that video, because it'll answer your question better than I'm going to be able to answer right here 15 times in a row and take up our entire video. But I do want to be able to make sure I answer as much of the questions as you guys as I possibly can for you guys. Also too, if you have more questions or would like to just collaborate with other people that are doing these types of investments and stuff like that with us, then feel free to check out the Discord in the description down below. We have almost 9,000 members in there now, and we also just got upgraded to an official community server, so it's pretty big news, and we have a lot of people in there that are doing the exact same thing, so feel free to work together in there. And then also, if you're in the Discord, you can always message me too if you have specific questions. The only kind of question, there's only 2 questions really that I don't really answer for people, and there's a lot of reasons for that. But the 2 questions are price checks. Just don't ask me for a price check. It's super annoying. I wouldn't do that to you. And then also number 2 is specific items. So if someone messages me, hey, what should I flip right now? I'm just going to give you a generic answer of go check out all the million things I've created to give you ideas. So you guys can get inspiration from that, inspiration from these workshops and stuff. So asking me that kind of question it's really pointless. And also too, to go along with that, when it comes to flipping and investing, you can flip pretty much anything in the game. So it's kind of hard for me to answer that question, to be real. All right, guys, so let's go and jump on into it. Like I said, if you have questions, please ask them in the chat and I'm going to answer them for you. This is a workshop, so we're going to be doing a workshop format, which means that as people have questions, we're going to be answering those questions here on the stream. Okay, so to get us started off, let's talk about some of the stuff that we talked about in those videos. So and actually, yeah, so Igor says, what I shouldn't do when I flip. Give me a little bit more specifics, and I would love to be able to answer that question. There's quite a few things you shouldn't do while you flip, like delete your game. That's a bad thing. Or go staking. That's probably bad when you're trying to flip. There's lots of this. That question is a little bit too vague, but I will answer it as best I can if you kind of narrow it down for me. Also, how's it going, Malcolm? How's it going, Doctor? What's up, Joseph? How's it going, Ryan, Brandon, David, Carla? How's it going, everybody? Thank you so much for checking out the stream, guys. We are already at 65 people, which is nuts. Also, if you have the possibility to do that, hit that like button because it helps to get these videos shared. And one last thing, actually, because people are kind of filtering in here, like I said, so I want to be able to get everything going as more people in here. But in the comments down below, please leave any questions that I did not get answered in this video or that you would like to just type out. And then you can also DM me those in Discord. So let's go ahead and jump in here. And thanks, Nighthawk. I am doing great. What's up, Sneaker? And what's going, Tall Rich? So let's go ahead and jump into covering some very cool things. Let's talk about, actually, we actually have some questions here. So good. How do you know when a flip is dead and whether you should cut your losses? Flips are pretty much never dead. So when you say when a flip is dead, are you talking about like if you think you've lost money? Flips are never dead. There's always a margin on an item. So I'm kind of a little bit confused. Sleepy says, I just want to say I appreciate the guides and content. Still trying to learn how to do it all on my own, but you provide great resources. Awesome, man. Awesome. I am really happy that the resources help. And also just, you know, if you are part of the Discord or maybe you're not part of the Discord, join the Discord and ask people in there because lots of people in there are learning how to flip and everything too. So everyone tries to work together. The idea of the Discord community is to have a community. Like people aren't competing with each other to flip, where people are working together to flip. Like that's the whole idea. So let's go ahead and jump into actually not this Grand Exchange right here, but I'm actually going to jump into the wiki graphs. So let me go ahead and open that up really quick. We're going to open that up. I need to open up a new window here. All right, RuneScape wiki. Because a lot of what we're going to be talking about today is actually going to be looking at the graph to find the answers. So here we go. Let me get this popped up on the screen here. All right, cool. Just making sure that everybody can read this well. Okay, so what we're going to look at is let's look at some different things that you can buy while you are like during double XP. So there are a lot of things that you should buy before double XP, and then you know the price will rise when double XP comes around. But one of the most confusing things and one of the biggest things that people miss out on is the option to buy things during the weekend or to buy things after the weekend. Everyone's always thinking about what to buy before, and not a lot of people are thinking about what to buy during and what to buy after. So a really cool thing is that you can take advantage of the fact that not many people do that, and then you can get some very good profits that other people won't find. So let's actually start off by giving you one that is something people really do not think about, and that'll actually give you a pretty big benefit of being part of this workshop here. This is not your standard typical thing that people would think of. So let's look at Elder Bow. So we're going to look at Let's look at an Elder Shortbow. So an Elder Shortbow is actually something that I do commonly buy myself. So like with everything that I do for content, if I buy it myself, I'm going to tell you I buy it myself. So right here, this item right here is actually a like little hidden little secret when it comes to buying things during the weekend. You can also buy these after the weekend, but what I've found for Elder Shortbows is that they spike up quite a bit after the weekend. Something else I would highly recommend, guys, obviously you can watch the recording of this video whenever you want to, but if you had like a notepad or something you want to take some notes on, I am going to be walking through and covering a lot of different items and exactly how they work during the weekend and after the weekend. So you can like get specifics right here as far as like how to buy these for profit. Like that's going to be the main thing I want to cover, is just like a bunch of different items to give you guys some awesome ideas and stuff like that. Spencer says, I guess he means the item he's flipping is crashing. So if the margin means I lose money, should I hold on to it or sell it off, or what I have and start again? That's going to depend on what you're flipping. So his question was if the item he's flipping is not going to be profit anymore, if it's actually going down, he's going to lose money, should he sell it off or hold on to it? Most of the time, you're going to want to get rid of it, because if something is, let's say, going down, or maybe you're going to break even, or you're going to lose a little bit of money, holding on to that item is going to prevent you from flipping other items. So that time that you're sitting there holding it could be flipping new things and could be making more profits. So that is probably my best answer. The thing is, though, is that's going to be kind of specific based on what you're buying and selling. If you're buying and selling something that is commonly going up and down on the graph, and here, actually, I'll show you an example. Yeah, I'll just show you an example really quick. So if we duplicate this, I'll actually show you some. I'll show you an example of something that where you should not sell it off. So let's look at magic log. We'll just look at magic logs, for example. Magic logs are going to give me the type of graph I'm looking for. So we scroll down right here, we click on the enlarge chart. Okay, perfect. This is exactly what I was looking for. Okay, so you see how these things go up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. Obviously, this chart right here is over like several days, several months and stuff like that. But the thing is, though, is items in general do this up and down movement all day long. So during a given day, let's say this was 8 a.m. and then this was midnight. Like, it looks like this during a day also. And then if you zoom out, then you get this like daily or monthly thing. But items go up and down throughout the entire day. So if you are flipping an item, and let's say you bought it when it was up here, right? Or a better example, right up here. Let's say you bought an item when it was right up here during the day. So the imaginary thing, the imaginary line that we're creating during the day. Let's say that right here is when you bought your item. And then you see it going down a little bit and you're like, oh no, I'm going to lose money. If it's an item like this that commonly jumps back up again, like this one, see, it goes right back up again and then down and then up and then down and up and then down. Like, it just keeps going. It's like a roller coaster. It just keeps going up and down. It never significantly crashes and stays down. It just goes up and down. If you're flipping an item like this that has a graph like this, then you may not want to just pitch your item and start off a new one, because chances are it'll actually probably recover back to where it actually is a profitable flip, or to where you bought it for. The idea there, though, is that as you progress through flipping, that will happen less and less, because you'll get better and better at recognizing when things are not good to buy. But I hope that answers the best. Let's see, Kane, I hope everything is going good out your way and you're having a great day. I am. It's been awesome. Pew Cost PVM says, first ever dislike, it was mine. Awesome, man. Maybe you can explain why. Kizimus says, hey, I finally caught a stream. Hey, welcome. Super pots are good. They are. Lim says, I'm new to RuneScape and I feel lonely. I was looking for a game to play together with friends or as a clan, like to compete for top spot on leaderboard. Well, feel free to join. We have a clan too. Feel free to join if you'd like to. Hid, sorry if I get it wrong. VZ says, I went from 40 million to 146 million in just a few days after I started using your Discord and videos. Nice, man. That's really awesome progress. All right, guys, so let's look into this Elder Shortbow, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how to buy Elder Shortbows and why they're pretty cool. So let's start off by the fact that no one really thinks about Elder Shortbows. I mean, who actually thinks about them? People don't really make these for fletching and stuff like that. They usually just make like magic shortbows or magic longbows if they're making bows at all. Most people are making ammo like arrows and bolts and stuff. But if people are making bows at all, they're probably not thinking about this one. They're probably thinking about magic. So a lot of people don't look at it at all. And then it also seems to be one of the big reasons is because they're really expensive. They're really expensive actually to make. Like an Elder Log is quite expensive, so it's just not something very popular for people to train with. Let's take a look at the graph though. So if we look at this graph, we can see how they just commonly go way up and then way down and then way up and then way down. Like if you look at it, it's crazy. It's really wild actually. This graph is very confusing. You see how this graph is very blocky. So if we look back at the magic log, see how it's like spiky and smooth, right? So this graph is spiky and smooth. This graph is spiky, but it's very blocky, right? It has all types of flat spots. If we zoom in, they look even more flat. So what flat means is it means high. It means low volume, and what that means is there are not that many of them traded in the game. Kind of like I just explained how I was like, not very many people think about Elder Shortbows. Well, the graph actually proves that because you can see that hardly anyone buys them or sells them. So this is a great item for double XP for this reason. On double XP, some people will actually train using Elder Logs and cutting them into Elder Shortbows or stringing Elder Shortbows or stringing Elder Longbows or shield bows, yeah. And why that's awesome is because of this. There's not very many people that think about them, therefore there's not that many people that buy them. So when you've got those people, the few people that are training with them, and they dump them in the Grand Exchange, there's no one buying them. So they go super, super, super low. And it's funny, every single double XP, I can buy Elder Shortbows and Elder Shield Bows for like 500 gold a piece. And then as soon as double XP is over, it's like boom, right back to 4,000 a piece, or like it's insane. You literally can go like 8 to 10 times as much money as you spent on them just after the weekend, because they recover super, super fast after the weekend. And this is actually true to many of the items that you will find that are very they're not commonly traded. So these not commonly traded things, it's very common for this kind of thing to happen, where you can buy them for super low during double XP, and then after double XP, they recover very fast back to a high number. So Elder Shortbow is not the only example. There are several examples, but this one right here is one of my favorite ones because it has a pretty big buy limit of 5,000 of them. So if you spent 500 a piece on these, and then they went 8 times your value, you can take your profit times 5,000. That's how much you're going to make. Let's just use like a really quick calculator right here so you can see that visually. If we buy 5,000 of these bad boys right here, right? And then let's say we pay 500 gold a piece, and then they go to 4,000 a piece. That means you earned 3,500 each, right? So if we take 5,000 times 3,500, it's 17.5 million profit in one buy limit. So if you can buy one buy limit, it's 17.5 million profit in this example. Obviously, that is just like an example. Sometimes they sell for more than that. Sometimes they buy for less than that. Sometimes they buy for more than that. Just check out items like this during the weekend, and I promise you're going to find some really cool stuff. And another great example of this, I'll just show you another one really quick, is an Ent pouch. I can't remember the name of it. Is it just Ent pouch? It's the tree familiar. It's funny because I always buy them and I never remember their name. Yeah, giant Ent pouch, my bad. So this one right here is another really great example of the exact same thing, and this one actually is even more safe to do. And the reason why it's more safe to do is because if you look over here, guys, and I actually showed this in my most recent video right here, and I'm gonna get back to questions right as soon as I get done with this example here. I just want to for sure show you guys this right here. Amlod buys these pouches for $23.75 a piece. So if they ever go below $23.75, you can sell them to Amlod himself, the store, for $23.75 a piece. So if you're ever paying less than that, you can't lose money. Quite literally, you cannot lose money. Let's look at the graph. Once again, like I said, has that smooth blocky graph. That smooth blocky graph means that not very many are traded, which means not very many people are thinking about this. Also too though, that means that not that many people make them, right? So it's a trade-off. There's not that many people buying and selling them. There's also not that many people making them. So when you go to buy items like this during the weekend, don't expect to just instantly fill a whole buy limit. You're like, I'm gonna make 17.5 million in 2 seconds. That's not realistic. What's realistic is you can throw an offer in, and over a couple hours or like a few hours, then your offer will fill up. Like, that's usually how it goes. And it might require you to update your price a couple times by increasing by a couple GP or something like that. So understand that it will take you a little bit more work than buying something like a pack yak, where there's thousands of them being sold every second. And then these will take a little bit more work. So a little more work, a hell of a lot more profit. To give you an example on giant end pouches, I usually buy these for like 1,500 a piece or something like that. I like, don't take me that as like exact number, but like, as you can see on the graph, they go below what Amlod pays. Right here on the graph, it goes to $22.90 a piece. That's less than the Amlod shop. And then you go all the way up here to 3,500. And as you see, it goes in very crazy numbers. But the thing is though, is it updates very slowly. One last thing to keep in mind for an item like this though, if you buy them for less than Amlod's shop, don't go sell them to Amlod, because you can sell them in the Grand Exchange for more. As you can clearly see, they go to 3,500 each on this graph right here. So why would you go sell them for 23.75? 23.75 is just an insurance number. You just know that if you're paying less than this number, that you can never lose money. So it's just a safety net. All right, guys, I'm gonna answer some questions we got here. Thank you so much, by the way, for posting questions. Feel free to ask any questions you'd like to, and I'm going to answer them. This is a workshop. This is not like a demonstration type video, so I will be going through some cool stuff that I wanted to show you guys specifically on the workshop, like this, like I just showed you. But just know that we are trying to answer questions and stuff like that. Is investing in energies a good idea because people focus on double XP now, and we'll go back to archaeology after? You can. The thing is, though, is here's something really important to think about for archaeology stuff. A lot of people are done with archaeology, okay? So the rebound back into archaeology is not going to be as big each time, sorry. So each time double XP ends, the rebound back into archaeology is going to be slower and slower, especially because Jagex keeps on coming out with other really big updates and events. People are getting done with archaeology. So it is possible, but what I would say, there are better investments to spend your money on. Pew Pew Cost PVM says, hey, wondering saving up for a party hat is even worth it. Price seems fake on World 2 GE. World 2 GE is pretty much the only place you buy and sell party hats, so it's not fake, that's just current prices. What I can tell you about World 2 GE for party hats though, guys, is that if you are going to buy a party hat, the prices people are offering you right away on a party hat are too high. You should always try to offer less than what they're offering it for. You should always look on the forums and look and see how much they're currently trading for, and then try to buy one for the lower end of that trade. People at World 2 are always going to try to sell you a hat for way more than what it's worth because they're trying to profit on that. So if someone's super eager to sell you a hat, it's probably overpriced. Let's just go with that. Which is like the bare minimum money you should want to keep for flipping if you are planning to invest in double XP weekend. That is really up to you. So just right here, I actually gave you a couple examples of some super profitable things. So as you can see, the more money you have, the more money you can possibly make. And we will definitely go through some more items during this video as well. But the thing is, guys, though, is like how much you save for it is really up to you. I would personally recommend that if you want to seriously get into flipping, if you want multiple billions, you want stacks of party hats or whatever, you can totally have all that. That's kind of the point of my channel, is to show you guys how to do that. But just the more you have, the more money that you have set aside to do that, the better off you're going to be. I personally was running around wearing monk robes and slaying with a tier 70, and like I was just total jank everything, and like doing things only the profitable way, which if you don't believe me, go look on my channel where I did my 120 herb lore video for profit. I didn't want to lose money. I literally broke even on doing 120 herb lore. And so like, and the reason why is because I want to put everything I had into growing the bank as fast as I possibly could, because that is the best way to go fast. So I didn't start like spending money at all until I hit like, I don't know, well past 10 billion. So That doesn't mean you need to do that, but just think about your goals and what you want to, where you want to be at in a year or 2 years in the game, and just kind of adjust it to your goals. You know, if you don't care about having multiple billions, then don't worry about that. Make however much you want, and then be happy with that. Let's see. Hey, thanks for videos. I went from 30 million to 230 million in the past 2 weeks thanks to your guys' advice. Awesome, man. Actually, I don't know if you're a man, but thank you so much. I'm really glad they helped you out. Feel free to join our Patreon or the Discord down below if you want to like, you know, move further. That came out terribly. You know what I meant. Good job. Which is like the bare minimum. Oh, I just answered that. What are my double XP goals? My double XP goals actually are pretty simple. I'm going to be doing a little bit of cooking. I'm going to be doing some construction because I have proteans. And then honestly, the rest of it, I'm just going to be sitting at Vires and training Vires the entire time. Because most of my Bible skills are already done. So it's the Vire life. If you guys watch my loot video from Vires, it's basically going to be what I'm going to be doing the entire weekend again. Would they go down after you start selling 5,000 of them? And wouldn't it take months to sell them if they're not common? I'm going to assume that you're talking about the like these types of items. The trick there, guys, is to find out what they're going for and then just leave that offer in there. Then don't touch them anymore. Like right here, if you have giant pouches, right? Giant imp pouches, and you look on this graph, you look at 6 months and you're like, oh man, 3,500 or whatever. Well, I'd take 3,400 or whatever, you know, like post double XP, I'd take like, I don't know, 3,000 for them, or just figure out how much you would take for them and then just leave them in for that price. Don't adjust it every 10 seconds or whatever, because it's not how you do these low volume things. Actually, if we look at this like year graph, let's see, January, February, there was like a double XP right in here. So as you can see, double XP pushed the prices up and they went back down. It looks like the general average of these kind of items right here, guys, is going to be something between 2.7K, but they are low volume. Since they're low volume, I'll make a video about this very soon here, but you can commonly take the low volume things like this and sell them for way more than they possibly go for. Actually, here, I have a video for you. Watch the earning profit one. Watch my 17 billion in 6 months one. That's a real true story. It really was 17 billion in 6 months. Watch that one. And I actually explain how to get the most money out of things like this that are not commonly traded. It'll answer all that question for you. But to give you a short answer there, Ryan, no, it's not going. They're not going to go down from 5,000 of them. No, if you sold like 500,000 of them, maybe, but not 5,000. What's a good margin on an item with 500? What's a good margin on an item with 500 to 1,000 buy limit? That's too vague, man. I can't really help you with that one. It's gonna vary. It's gonna vary wildly. Time to make bank, boy. Do it. I watched your last video and started buying some pouches for 100 gold after the shard exchange price, and have already made so much money. There you go, right there. That's exactly what I'm talking about. And who knows? He probably bought giants. It works with them. How long does it take for your stock of Elder Shortbow to sell off after you buy them? To be honest, I haven't really like literally tracked it. So I use several accounts, and after double XP, I will just have like 2 of those accounts to just have stacks of items, and then they'll just slowly sell off for a while. Like, I don't rush it. I have no rush. Like, why would I rush? If I know an item is going to sell for 3K, why would I rush and sell it for 2.7, right? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Just be super patient and let them sit there. If you don't have the luxury of letting them sit there because you don't have enough money to do that, then just still be patient as you possibly can. I would say that it probably just takes like a few days, but it depends on how many you buy. If you bought a million of them, which you're not going to get a million of them, but if you bought a million of them, that could take like a week to sell off. You bought 50,000 of them, that might take a day to sell off. It's gonna vary depending on how many you have. How do you go about finding the price? Oh, you mean like finding the price during the week? So actually, that's actually very, very easy to do. So if you're trying to find a low price during double XP, 2 things. Number 1, buy one and then instantly sell it. See what it instantly sells for. If it instantly sells for 500, that means it's time for you to offer 500. You can also offer lower than that. If you instantly sell an Ent pouch and it's like, it instant sells for 2,500 and you're like, that's not as low as Manatee Gaming said it was going to be, and also that seems too high, then just offer a lot lower. Testing things and doing ladder buys. If you know what a ladder buying is, it's actually a technique that I myself created several years ago. I created that technique like over 10 years ago. But if you want to know how to do ladder buying is actually super easy. If you guys are interested in seeing what ladder buying is, I'll pop in my account really quick and show you what it means. But use ladder buying. What type of items are great for a 50 million cash stack? Flipping tier 70s, and then also just really hammering out your your Slayer and money making stuff like that. With 50 million, you want to be more on the active flipping or actively making money rather than longer term investing. Hi, wifey. It's the Manatee Gaming Jesus. What type of items should I look into invest with 450 million? Everything I'm showing you. The stuff I'm showing you doesn't matter how much money you have. Like I have several hundred billion, and these are the things I buy. If I had 100 million, these are the things I buy. It doesn't really matter how much money you have. The more money you have, the more different types of items you can buy. Like instead of only being able to afford giant ent pouches, maybe you can also buy giant ent pouches and elder shield bows and dragon van braces, and like you can just buy more of them. Be sure to diversify though, and don't stack up massive amounts of the same item, because there's a couple reasons for that actually. Number one, selling them off and buying them is going to take way longer if you're trying to just do the same item. Once you have met this buy limit right here, guys, 5,000, that's all you can buy for 4 hours. During double XP, you can commonly, depending on what you're buying, you can commonly fill that buy limit in like 5 minutes. So if you filled it in 5 minutes, are you going to waste another 3 hours and 55 minutes? No. What you're going to do is you're going to remove that offer and put in a new offer and buy those. So just diversify and buy many things. That's what you should be doing with a lot of gold. Also, if you have a lot of gold, use more than one account. There's no reason for you to be on one account. Literally no reason. Is it too risky to flip tier 92s and other high value items during double XP? It is riskier, 100%. It is riskier, but too risky? No. It just means you got to pay more attention to it. You're gonna probably have had more practice with them before you try doing that. But it can give you a lot of money because the margins get way bigger during double XP. So it's definitely a good thing to do. Just understand that yeah, there is a little bit more risk. Manatee, the biggest hustler confirmed. I'll take that as a good thing. Let's see. Oh, wow. You guys have a lot of questions. So we're going to run through all these questions here. After urban summoning, what should be a priority buyable skill? Anything expensive and anything you don't like doing. I would say crafting comes pretty high up there. Limbs. So you mean there is competition for an event for top alliance spots? I'm new to RuneScape and just quest and leveling up my skill. Yeah, we have competition for top spots. Like we're always competing to to get trim completionist first, or we're competing to get like 200 million skills and stuff like that. We do lots of competing, and you can also compete with other people in there, like friendly competition for like how much flip profits you're making. People aren't toxic about it in my community, but it's like friendly competitions for sure. Alex, hey bro, do you combine flipping with PVM or just flipping to earn the most money? So to answer that one, I PVM for fun. I don't really care about the loot because I don't need gold, because if I ever did need gold, flipping is going to earn way more money than PVM does, just to be honest with you. And so I do like doing PVM when I have time for it. But unfortunately, since I do this channel, I do the Discord, I also have real life contracts and real life work and everything besides this stuff. And yeah, I'm really busy, so I don't really have time to do PVM very often, unfortunately. But when I do it, I do enjoy it, and it's very fun. Also, do you invest some of your extra cash into dyes or weapons to enhance your gaming experience? Dyes don't really enhance my gaming experience, and weapons, no, not really either. When it comes to weapons, I'll usually just buy whatever I want to use that day, and then if there's something I need specifically, then I'll buy and augment it and use it for a while. My gaming experience actually comes from the fact that we have a massive community, and we have one of the fastest growing and largest RuneScape communities there are. Like, that is pretty amazing, and that is, I can't think of anything personally that I would enjoy more than what I'm already doing. Like, that's the reason why, like, personal gains in the game or whatever, they're cool and all like that, but like, no, doing this stuff I'm doing literally right now is like what I enjoy doing. I have like, Jagex J mods that reach out to me and they're like, what do you think of this and this and this? And I'm like, this is the coolest thing ever. So that enhances my gaming experience. How do you decide what you need to buy? Can you be a little more specific? That earn flips was madness. I know. As soon as I saw the crafting event come out, I was like, this is gonna be good, girl. I know this is gonna be good. Actually, to be honest with you, I've seen very few obvious investments as obvious as the crafting event. That was just so obvious. My name is Peloso. I bought some Elder Rune Plate Body Plus for to sell during the double XP. When do you think it's a good time to sell them? I think that's a great investment, but check the graphs. That'll answer your question, actually. Or this is one of those questions. Check out the double XP investing series. There's only 2 videos right now. Watch the first one. It'll answer that entire question. Yusuf, will Black Dragon Leather go up or down in price? Once again, check the graphs, my man. And I'm not sure when you're talking about, but check the graphs. How much is the margin on tier 92 weapons? I flipped them for 2 to 7 million profit. Is that good? I would say 7 million is definitely in the range. 2 million is definitely too low. Honestly, if you're flipping a tier 92 for anything less than 5 million, then you need to start trying to stretch that margin. You should not be getting less than 5 million on pretty much any tier 92 weapon. And margins of 15 million and stuff like that are not uncommon. You can definitely get that too. So don't be afraid to look for bigger numbers on that stuff. I just lost my spot. So many questions. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much, by the way, for being here. Like, honestly, thank you so much. We have 29 likes so far, a ton of views. Please hit that like button. It helps to share. Also, put in the comments down below if you like these type of videos. I'll be sure to make some more of them. Join our Discord down below, guys. We have a massive Discord. We'd love to have you in there. What is solid to do overnight now? That is very vague. I'm going to answer that with look for low volume things. Low volume things tend to need to be updated less often, which makes them very good for overnights. That is too vague though. Feel free to ask that in the Discord though, and you can find some ideas. Plated. I only have 250 million and I'm comfortable in flipping high volume stuff, but struggling to move into some low volume stuff like equipment. Any suggestions? My first suggestion would be to practice. If you're struggling with it or trying to figure it out, practice. That is the only way you're going to be better at things. And also, we have a lot of low volume stuff posted in the Discord. Feel free to check that out and use those prices you see as a guide in order to make your own flips more successful. Also, watch the flipping series I make because I actually focus on low volume because low volume makes you the most money. So practice and watch that stuff, and just don't be scared. Just don't be afraid to lose money. It happens. And doesn't happen very often, actually. How many accounts do you use to flip with? I use 9 RS3 accounts and 2 old school accounts. I have 9 accounts total, but 2 of them have an old school side that I use. Black Magic says, sounds good. Show ladder buying. All right, we'll do. I'll show ladder buying as soon as we get caught up in these questions. Peloso, I would be interested in to see ladder buying. All right, cool. I'm definitely going to show that. Isn't it the thing of putting several offers, each one at a lower price? Yes, it is. Francisco, that is exactly what it is, yes. Are you going to upload the stream so I can watch later at work and net bites? Yep. You guys will be able to watch this at any time you want to after the stream ends. It'll actually be on the channel, so feel free to check that out anytime you want to. And share it to your friends. You'll be my best friend ever. Are you going to upload the stream so I can... Well, I just answered that. How can you show us the ladder buying strategy you're talking about? I will do. If you enjoy trading GE long term, you should try trading investing in stock market. I do the stock market. I do a lot of different types of investing actually. RuneScape is definitely not the only thing I do for investing. Like RuneScape's not my life or anything. Like I actually am, like I love RuneScape. I actually love. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I build businesses. I build communities. I do consulting for major companies. I actually have a massive client right now. It's really exciting. But yeah, I do also do in trading, investing in the stock market. What amount of GP do you think I should look into adding an account to have more slots to be more active? That really is up to you, but I'd recommend you have at least 500 million before you considered having a second account. Less than 500 million, you're just going to be kind of moving the money back and forth way too often, so I'd recommend have at least 500 million before you start doing that. Pacey. Also, guys, if my answer is not exactly what you're looking for, I'm really sorry. I just want to make sure I get to everybody's questions. But this is the great stuff to put in the comments down below so I can give you a better answer. So I stocked up on 18K clean IRIT because the price was 5,300 and I see it often goes for 6,300. Would this be a good investment? Sounds like you already know the answer to that. Yes. Or would it have been wiser to find other stuff and flip them? So the short-term flips, like the active flipping, are always going to give you more profit in the same amount of time. Like, all right, look, a long-term investment, let's say you start here, 2 months later, you make 500 million gold. And you're like, yeah, man, I made 500 million gold by buying these items. Well, if you daily flipped, then by the time you got to like a week or 2 weeks, you'd be at 500 million profit. So always understand that the active flipping is going to make more than the investing in almost every situation. That's the reason why I tell people that if you have lower amounts of gold or whatever, active flip first. And go and do investing if you, number one, you have a lot more extra money, or if you just don't have time to do flipping. Like if you're like, man, I'm too busy, I gotta work, I got 16 businesses, I got 12 kids, I got 55 cars, I got 6 houses. You know, if you're super busy, guys, then long-term investing is that is a great time to hit that too. Let's see, what would you actually, yeah, I actually long-term invest mostly. Actually, my biggest thing is either overnight or inactive flips, where I check things every 12 to 24 hours, or I do long-term investing. That's the main reason why I do this. I'm just really busy. Jonathan, would you do some live during double XP so we can follow up the evolution of GE with your overview? I actually can now, because with the pausing of the double XP timer, Jonathan, you are the MVP of this stream, boy. So look, now that you can pause things, I can actually do flipping. So yeah, let's do it. Let's do a workshop during the double XP. That'll be fun. All right, remind me of that and we'll do it. Not doing much during double XP myself, just sit at Incan and mining Animica. Sounds fun. Should we use the graphs of the latest live double XP to invest? Yes, the most recent double XPs, as shown in both those double XP videos, are the best historical data. What are some good buy and sell points for tier 70s like Subjugation, Armadillo Crossbow? That changes every single day. You just got to find the prices. Look in our Discord. Let's see. Some of the questions are stupid. Hey, no, they're not. No, they're not stupid. No, if they have questions, they have questions. You know, we all start somewhere. Can you tell us about one item you recommend us to buy right now and flip during and after double XP? Actually, we already covered a couple, and that's actually the point of this video. So we're going to be showing you quite a few. And we're almost caught up, guys, and then I'm going to show you ladder flipping, which is going to be very, very useful for these types of things during this weekend. Do Nox items only flip for 1 million, or do they go for 2 million? The average margin is between 1 and 1.5 mil. They will often go 2 million and above, though. Just don't try it every single time. Actually, I mean, Nox bows and stuff like that have had margins of like 8 million or more. So it does happen. Don't write it off. Don't skip it. If your flip moves too fast, then you probably could have gotten more money. What do I flip with 80 million? Try tier 70s, tier 80s, and then work your way up to doing tier 90s. Manuel, love your videos. It's the first time watching you live. Awesome, man. I'm so glad you are here, honestly. Crystal Flask, good. They are usually good. Yeah, 100%. Flamingo, I have 700 million. Is starting to invest in stuff smart, or should I just keep active flipping? With 700 million, if you have the time to actively flip, that's going to be the biggest bang for your buck. But during double XP, another reason why these double XP investments are good to buy is because you are training your skills, right? You should be training your skills. So standing at the Grand Exchange and flipping is not the best thing to do. So doing these types of investments so that you don't have to stand there is great. So invest during this double XP. What should I invest with 500 million? That I actually already answered that. Feel free to rewind back through here, but investing into literally everything you would here, you can just invest in more of it. Okay, thanks. All this information is really useful. I'm really glad to hear. Sorry if I'm talking really fast. Sometimes I can just start talking really fast, and yeah, it's just a bad habit of mine. All right, guys. I'm definitely gonna come back to your questions, but let's go ahead and jump into ladder flipping really quick. Okay, and I might have to put in my pin. It might be a thing. Yep. All right. Give me 1 sec. Gonna put that pin in. I know everybody wants my bank, but I want my bank, so let's not do that. All right, guys, we're back. Well, my face is not back. Oh, the struggle. There we go. All right, we're back. We're back with my face. Here is ladder buying, everyone. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do ladder buying. I'm gonna do this as the most simple form of explaining this. Let's go with a mahogany plank. Oh, actually, no. I'm gonna do a better item, because I'm gonna do an item that very, very, very commonly works with this stuff. So we're gonna look up a Silverhawk. So Silverhawk is something that is really great for ladder buying. Now, actually, yeah, I'm gonna explain how it works, and then I'll say when you would want to use this, because that information is gonna be better if you know what's going on. So I'm gonna go ahead and instantly buy one real quick. 20,248 is our instant buy. We're going to instantly sell, and we get 19,300. Wow, that is a pretty great margin, actually. And look at that, it buys below the mid, and so it buys below mid, and then it also sells above mid. And the reason why is because we're getting a lot of these coming into the game right now, so the prices will be all wacky all over the place. So how do we do ladder buying, and why would we want to do it? So what we're going to do is We're going to take 19,300. And before I just start buying these, let's say Silverhawks is something I wanted to stock up on, right? I want to buy a bunch of these. I think they're really cheap right now, but I want to make sure I pay the lowest I possibly can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look up Silverhawks again. Not Silver Ore, Silverhawks. And then we got 19,300, guys, was our instant sell. And on many things, you will just buy it back for the price you instantly sold for, because that tells you what you can, like if you're flipping it, that tells you what you can buy it for. The thing is, when things are changing super fast, like during double XP, that oftentimes the instant buy and instant sell are not anywhere near accurate for the exact margins. So what we're going to do is we're going to start a little bit lower. We're going to start 19,250. All right. We're going to buy one, and we're going to let that sit there. Then we're going to come over here, and we're going to buy Silverhawks again. And then we're going to do 19,200. All right. Now we're going to go right here. And then we're going to do 19,150. I literally created this method a long time ago, and people were like, when I was telling people originally, people were just like, what? Why would you do this work? But I'll show you why. All right, so we got this right here. So essentially what I did here, guys, is I know that my instant sell was 19.3K. And then I'm just going to go a little bit below that, 19.25, 19.2, 19.15, 19.1. And realistically, you know, especially during double XP, you can drop the numbers by a lot more. Like you can go from 19.3K starting to like 19.1 to 18.6 or whatever. Like, you know, make up your own ladder, however, wherever you think that the buys could possibly be. Then what you would do is you'll just literally just leave this. And then after a little while, oh, there we go. See, it worked. So here is what we learned from this experience. So this is why ladder buying is cool. And this is why I created it. Here we go. So we knew that 19.3K was a possible buy price because we just sold it for that, right? Well, if I just tried buying for 19.25 and this one filled up, I don't know if that's as low as I possibly could have bought it without also going lower. But is that as low as we can go? Well, now we know it can go lower, and we know it can go lower. And unfortunately, since all those filled at the exact same time, that means chances are we probably actually could have gone even lower. So let's try 19K. Bump it up by 1 gold, and we'll put that offer in there. And then we're going to go over here to Silverhawks. Yeah, and yeah, like sometimes in a situation like this, you just got to go even lower on your ladder. We'll do 18,802. That'd be pretty sweet to buy for that price. So we know that since we have all these small offers in here, we know like what it would go to. Let's say that this right here was our original one. Let's say it was 19.3, 0.2, 0.15, .25, 0.2, 0.15, 0.1. And let's say over here we already had the offer in for 19,000 and we had the offer in for 1802. We came back after 20 minutes and our GE looked like this. Well, now what we know is that they do buy for 19.1, but it looks like they don't buy for 19,000. So by creating this ladder of prices, and the reason why I called it the ladder buy is because you got a ladder of prices because they slowly work down. So you can see how far down the ladder you can go to get the best price possible. So this is not something you're going to want to do for literally every single thing in the game, because as you can see, that'd be very obnoxious and annoying and be very time consuming. But when it comes to things during double XP, it's super useful because the difference between you paying 19.3K for every Silverhawk versus you paying 19.1 for every Silverhawk is a pretty massive difference. If you're buying something that has a 10,000 buy limit and you're able to spend 200 less, you're making 2 million gold more every buy limit. So as you can see, it can save you a massive amount of money and also earn you a massive amount of money. But that right there is literally how ladder buying works, guys. It's actually a pretty simple concept. It's not really anything too advanced, but now hopefully you see how it works here. Hello, I'm new here. What do you recommend to flip right now? Juan, that is not the great question, man. That's way too vague. But watch this video previously and also check out some more of the content on the channel. Let's see. I want to catch up here. Stumbled across a gem while price checking moleskins a few days ago. I bought 5K for 7.5 and sold 55. Yeah, so moleskins are a great example of a low volume thing that will often sell for way more than what they look like they should. How do you find a decent buy and sell on items that have only one buy per 4 hours? Check out the flipping series to answer that question and more. The second flipping series, the one where it's like a ultimate beginner flipping guide, the very first video will help you out for that one. It's too long for me to answer right here. Dubs, I made 70% returns on COVID stock market crash and oil crash. Oh, you're talking about the real life stuff. Awesome. Good job, man. What could I flip with only 20 million to spare? You're gonna want to just start earning money outside of flipping. Check out my channel for more money making methods that are not flipping, and then wait till you have like 50 million or more. You can flip a 20 million, but as someone who's flipping alone, not gonna be that great. If you want to start flipping right this very second with 20 million, then look at the Patreon in the description down below and consider doing that. Do you have an item list like on Excel to keep in mind with flips, what you flip, or do you just look for new stuff every day? Since I am on RuneScape every day, and I am making content every day, I don't really have to remind myself of it because I literally see it every single day, and I help people with this stuff every single day, so I'm very used to it, so I don't really have that. I do have some spreadsheets of items and ideas and stuff like that too, but not like specifically what I'm flipping right now. It's a good idea for you to do that though, if you're someone who's not, no-lifing RuneScape. Like, if RuneScape's not your job, then it's probably not something you're going to be doing. Generally, what items... Oops, I smacked that. Sorry about that. Generally, what items will drop in price a lot because of double XP weekend and recover quickly right after for a decent ROI? Anything that people make during the weekend. Watch the most recent video right before this one. It'll answer that question for you. Ryan, so you think that under 100 million you should be doing low volume, tier 70, etc. versus doing high volume? Yes. High volume is cool, and if you want to do something different or you just prefer high volume, then do it. But I'll tell you what, from my experience, high volume is just, it's a lot more work. But some people really love it, and that's the reason why we have a section for it in the Discords, because people do love doing it. But really, just whatever your preference is. What skills would you invest the most into for money making? Your combats, honestly. Combats have very many AFK money making things. Also, archaeology is very good at money making just by like not paying attention. Quite a few skills make a lot of money though. It's kind of hard. What I would recommend honestly is just to do as many quests as you can, train your skills as much as you possibly can overall, and then you'll have access to more and more money making methods. Unclaimed. Thank you so much for the thank you, man. It really means a lot. Honestly, you guys don't know how much it actually means to me when you guys hit the like or you share it. Like, when I see people share my content on their socials is like the coolest thing ever, because that takes so much effort from you, honestly, to like go share and say something about it to your friends. Like, that is unbelievable to me that people are sharing my stuff that I created. Like, it's crazy. You got to remember, I'm a person just like you. So like, think about if someone just shared the stuff that you made. Like, it's wild. Like, it's awesome. I saw these cook and earn chart and it's not as steep as the last double XP. Same with pots. Why do you think that might be? It just hasn't caught up. Actually, if we take a look right here, I'll show you something. So decorated. We'll look at cooking earn. Blah, 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 I can't talk at all. Well, they're already at 5,000, so that tells you anything. Yeah, 5,000 each. They're buying for like 50.25 right now. If you look at the graph, they were just recently like 3K. So the graph's pretty steep. It's just that it's a slow thing kind of thing. So they're definitely way up. This is already crazy high. That is where the 17 billion video came from though, guys. Let's see. How often will you stream during double XP live? So I'm actually going to be gone this weekend, unfortunately. I'm actually going to be out of town. But when I get back on Tuesday, I'm actually launching a major thing for a client, which I can tell you guys more about after the client. After I'm done with that work with the client, it's kind of like confidentiality stuff. But I'll show you guys all that cool stuff soon. Hint though. Look, if you look at Patreon's official website, like look at the official Patreon website, not mine, but look at the official Patreon website and go to free workshops, go to live workshops, and you'll actually see my face and name and my description and everything. I'm like one of the top people on there for like honorable people or whatever, like, important people or whatever. So that'll give you a pretty good hint as to who my client is. I've had an offer for a blue party app for 1 GP for 10 years now. Is it a wasted slot? Yeah, it's 100% wasted. It's never going to buy. The only way a party hat offer will buy is if it's max cash. And honestly, even that one will probably take you a few years. Oh my god, Mom, Manatee bought my Silverhawk feather. Let's see. Oh, good. I don't know why it jumps. See, every time I'm streaming through it or scrolling through, it jumps down. I lose my spot. That's the reason why I keep on losing my spot. YouTube stream is working great today. Have a great session, Cody. Hey, thanks, Kat. Cost-based average everyone. LOL. I used this method and made it up. I thought I was so intelligent, but you're as smart as me or smarter. Thank you. I don't really know what to say to that, but thank you. Oh, so ladder buying is just a trick to check how much lower it goes. Exactly. You can also do ladder selling. It's not limited to buying. You can also do ladder selling and try to sell things for way higher. I do that also. I actually recently did that and found myself a 16 million flip. I'm dead serious. It's a 16 mil margin. And no, I'm not telling you what the item is, but it's a 16 million margin that I'm really enjoying right now that I found from ladder selling. So use it. Let's see. You should use this same method for investing in stock market. Well, who says I don't? I do the stock market. I actually mostly do card games though. If you guys know like Magic the Gathering and stuff like that, got some Magic right here, boys. I have a ridiculous amount of cards, and I do investing in Magic and use these same things. But I also do stock market as well, just not as much. Let's see. Would you recommend ladder buying for stuff like next items? Yes, next items are great for ladder buying and selling. Do you think items will peak at a similar price to last double XP or lower because people have less time to prep? My expectation is that items will peak a little bit higher, but that is just a speculation. And there's two reasons for that. Less time to prep, less time for the people to hoard stuff, and also less time for things to come back in the game. When we have double XP and then shorter period of time and then double XP, there's a shorter period of time for people to go do Slayer and stuff like that to bring stuff in the game. Also, we had stuff like Yak Track and stuff like that where people weren't really doing Slayer and bossing as much because of that. So for those reasons, I think the prices will probably be higher this time around. I'm training crafting double XP. Should I wait to sell the diamonds I cut till it normalizes? 100%. Otherwise, you're going to lose a lot of money, and people like me are going to be buying your diamonds. Could you explain how I instantly bought 10,000 planks for 1,300 and sold it instantly for 1,800? It was instant buy, 0-second delay. It just really depends on the offers there in the Grand Exchange. Sometimes you can have a whole bunch of different offers that are just like all over the place, and the Grand Exchange will just update strangely, where like you instantly bought them because somehow at that millisecond you were the highest offer. They were selling it for the low, and then when you put it back in there, then boom, you just made some instant money. It happens quite a bit, and yeah, it's really weird when it does. It's pretty great when it does, though. What do you think about Cerberus pet token? Will it go up, down, or stay the same? I don't expect it to go too crazy high because it's probably going to be re-released again. So honestly, I don't really know where it's going to go. I think it'll probably stabilize at some point and then slowly creep up. But it's not really worth investing in long term at that point because they're going to re-release it. So yes, I did talk about how it's really awesome. It's really awesome for people to invest in Cerberus, but also know that they will probably re-release all of it. So don't invest too heavily. Definitely don't recommend doing that. Is there a way to stop 10 coins randomly appearing in my money pouch? That sound always makes me think a flip went through. To stop 10 coins. Where are you getting 10 coins from? What would you suggest for high tier flipping 30 bill plus? Just use multiple accounts. Use the exact same strategies that you would use for 2 billion or 10 billion, and just use more than one account. So like I use 11 total accounts. 2 of them are old school and 9 of them are RS3. I do not actively flip there and sit there and flip on all of them. That would be exhausting and not fun at all. But what I do is I will like, if I get time, I will actively flip on 1 or 2 of them, and then the other ones just have slower offers. But the trick there is just to diversify, do a lot of the really good items like tier 92s and dies and all that kind of stuff, but just do it on multiple accounts. 30 billion doesn't go very far when you start using multiple accounts, I'll just be honest with you. Thanks, Manatee. Around 20 days ago, started playing RS3 from 0. So far, I made 500 million flipping. That's awesome, Sebastian. Awesome. Are you part of the Patreon? Dino's still in the inventory. I know, because I haven't had a chance to do them. You know how I always tell people I don't have time to play because I'm making content. There's your proof. He gave me those dinosaurs yesterday to go do my player-owned farm, and I still haven't been able to use them. That's how much I love you guys. What do you think of the cursed energy crash on GE World 2? It happens. People hoard a bunch of stuff and they expect really high prices, and then what they don't think about is that everyone and their brother is going to be selling at the exact same time. So it happens every time. I sold off my earns and made 200 million-ish. 200 mil, nice. Will the price of earns keep going up during double XP? Do you think it will have a sharp drop right after double XP? Yes to both. Currently picking through MTG bulk as I watch. Oh, dude, Vaz. Let me see. Yes, here. I'll show you guys some real quick, and then actually we're gonna be hopping off here, but I'm gonna show you guys some real quick because we're talking about Magic a little bit here. I'm breaking the fourth wall. All right, so I'm breaking the fourth wall and I'm ripping into the other dimension known as the back of my office. So as you can see the back of my office, those are all boxes of cards behind me. It goes all the way through the room. There is a double door closet here. There is 2 more closets and a storage unit. So yeah, a little bit deep into magic. So yeah, dude, Voss, anytime you just want to like sit there and pick through magic and talk about it, I'm down, bro. All right, guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much for checking out this content. Thank you so much. I'm honestly, yeah, just thank you, because it makes it so much fun. We had 200 people on here at one time. That is crazy. Anyway, guys, thank you so much, and I will see you guys in the next video. We had a suggestion, so I'm gonna plan on doing one of these double XP, doing one of these during double XP live. I'll just hit the pause button and we'll do some flipping and stuff like that. We'll find some good prices together. So if you guys want to be part of that, then be sure to hit that sub button so that you can see when it goes live. Join that Discord down below so we can talk about it, and I will see you guys in the next stuff. Also, if you guys want to start making 1 to 3 billion or more per month, literally right now, and support the channel and all this stuff that I'm trying to make for you guys, then check out the Patreon. It means everything for me. We also have a sale on Patreon too, by the way, that is actually going to be probably going to be sold out here pretty soon. So realistically, if it's all sold out by the time this is done, then don't hate me for it. But the normal non-sale stuff will be back up on tomorrow. Anyway, guys, thank you so much, and I will see you guys later. Please put any extra questions down in the comments down below. You're amazing. Have a great double XP, and I will see you guys on double XP after I get back from my trip. I'm going to be doing some live streaming. So thanks so much, guys.